This recent commission is something surreal. I was invited to the Lamborghini Leicester showroom to discuss this amazing project. I was inspired by the way the car is built, the design of the chassis, the panel gaps especially, and the way they contoured the form of the car along with these angular shapes, the textures inside and outside the car. The sound of the engine and the application of it, everything had to be considered in order to make this car the spectacle that it is. The commissioner already admired some of my paintings on glass, as well as the large chrome paper aeroplane sculpture that I built in 2021. These were their inspirations visually. They also loved the symbolic element from my Hands of Freedom project. With all this in mind, I asked what they wanted the symbol to be. There were two obvious choices, a car or the logo, and they chose a logo, which I also favoured. We were surrounded by beautiful Lamborghinis. As my eyes travelled across the bodies of the supercars, the interior fittings and shiny surfaces, an idea started to form already. 60 pieces of a Lambo, placed together in the shape of a raging bull and mounted on top of a transparent surface. Then make it light up somehow, creating a silhouette of the logo. It was a combination of what they liked, my glass paintings, metal sculpture, and a bit of poetry from the symbolic nature too. As I saw an agreement, I continued to dream of the details. The light would illuminate the surrounding area, and the gaps between each piece would gleam like lightning bolts. Just like the panel gaps, but bright, as if the energy inside of the car is pulsating through it. Each of the unique 60 pieces would signify each year since the supercar giant started making cars. They loved the idea. The best thing was they gave me autonomy, and for me, that works best. I began by quickly sketching the bull whilst I was there. This is important for me, to get as much done in situ whilst the inspiration is still hot. I was pumped up, ready to get started, ready to go. I went away and began to analyse the shape of the bull. How would I begin to decide where to make these 60 pieces from? First, I painted the bull to get a better understanding of the anatomy and movement, whilst waiting for some Lamborghini parts to turn up for me to create this masterpiece. This component was a gamble, as it would be based on what part is available. They're not cheap throwaway things, as you know. Even the disused stuff gets sent back to Italy for verification. Anyhow, I was confident that whatever part I was given, I would make it work somehow. I made a large painting, roughly the same size as the final piece would be. This version is in hues of blue. Blue is a wonderful colour, as the darkest hues can easily mimic black, and the lightest almost glow like a frosty white. My aim is to break the flatness of the two-tone original version with more of a tonal range, whilst giving a sense of movement to the bull through the marks I make. My expressive style relies on me understanding how to glide and smear the paint to create a surface quality that will give power and weight to the form of the beast. The second version came together with the exploration of the first and the inspiration of its name, Raging Bull. What colour is more raging than red? For this piece I was much more considerate of the amount of brushstrokes and the areas, but what guided me was the focus in his eyes and the powerful momentum in his body. I found a way to create each of the 60 pieces using the painting. I received an exhaust pipe and all 4 tips for a Lamborghini Urus. So what I would be doing was in turn painting with the metal parts.